Hey everyone, how's it going? So Ghislaine Maxwell, as well, you guys know who she is, right? Told Trump's DOJ that apparently he never did anything. So what are we supposed to take from this specifically? Well, here's the facts, guys. Trump has never been implicated in anything, period. Okay? If Trump had been, you better believe that Joe Biden, when he was president, he had 4 years to do this because Epstein, guess what? He was not around that entire presidency. Biden's FBI was the one in charge of investigating everything going on with Epstein. If Trump was in those files, they would have released it. Explain why they went so long and tried so hard to implicate Trump and anything they could get him for. Trying to get him with felonies, trying to get him with insurrection, anything like that. They could have added the Epstein list to it. They chose not to. Why? Well, it's probably because Trump isn't actually in those files. The thing about it is, with Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Bondi, whatever first name, Pam Bondi, I think they're the ones that are compromised. I think they're telling Trump there's nothing in these files. That, or could be something crazier. Could be that they're keeping all this a secret until they get Obama and Clinton and all of them properly subpoenaed, properly in court, and getting all that figured out. I have no idea what that's going to entail, to be honest. Or they're all in it together. All of them are in it together. And if that's the case, not sure why the left is just so... They're so blind. It's so silly. They really think that the left is like innocent on everything. They are so lockstep. At least I'm willing to entertain that Trump very well could be with this cabal of people. And when you look at the evidence, if he is involved with them, they all have to be involved together. Again, Biden had the information. He could have released it. He chose not to. Why? An innocent person doesn't do that. And if they really have something on Trump, don't you think they would have put it out there? Especially when they had access to it. Especially with how high profile of a thing that Epstein was. And let me tell you how high profile he was, okay? When he ended up ending himself, right? Why did it happen? The facility he was at less than a week before moved him to the new facility because apparently he tried ending himself there and failed. So they moved him to this one, where he was under watch, specifically for ending himself. And he managed to do it while under watch? Boy, that's really weird. It's not like he was just like, oh, in jail, and then just did it. No, he got caught, apparently, moved to a newer facility, and then managed to successfully do it right after. It's kind of like going to an AA meeting and being like, hey, this particular guy right here, if he gets a hold of any alcohol at all, he is gonna down it. And then he goes to an AA meeting that knows this. They're like, hey, we had to transfer him because people were sneaking him booze in this AA meeting. So we transferred him to another AA meeting where there's no booze at all, anywhere near this facility. Absolutely nowhere. And this is his history. Keep him here. Okay. And then the director himself going, so, this place has never had any booze before, but because of your case, I'm going to go ahead and buy you 10 bottles. Here you go. That's about what that's like. And somehow it all got swept under the rug by the FBI, the CIA, by the president, by every single person involved possible. Every single person involved possible, all swept it under the rug. And Biden had 4 years to release all of that info? Yeah. I don't know about that. So again, either Trump is involved with all of them, or they're duping Trump. Those are the only two real possible options due to the amount of evidence. We know the Clintons are all on the logs. Trump has hardly anything on his logs. Everything there was domestic. He never flew outside of the United States with Epstein ever. So, make of it what you will there. But let's get into what Ghislaine said here. Ghislaine Maxwell reportedly told Justice Department's officials in recent interviews that she never saw President Trump doing anything concerning. The notorious trafficker gave no information that could potentially harm Trump's reputation, sources told ABC News. Maxwell had huddled with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who is also Trump's former criminal defense lawyer, for 9 hours late last month. Her lawyer previously revealed that Maxwell had answered questions about 100 different people as she tries to hash out a deal with the feds to spill secrets about her late ex. I can't say that other word beforehand. Trump, for his part, has long denied prior knowledge on the crimes committed by him, insisting that he cut off their relationship long ago. The Deputy Attorney General is seeking the truth. Her lawyer, David Oscar Marcus, said immediately after the sit-down he asked every possible question and he was doing an amazing job. Marcus said he didn't ask for anything for Maxwell in return, but acknowledged Trump could pardon her. Look, a pardon would be controversial. There's only one way a pardon could ever work. Ever. And that's if she revealed every single person involved, and they were able to arrest every single person involved in the operations, completely in trafficking throughout most of the world, or at least in the United States, I would say. End all the trafficking in the United States, get all that. Then, after all that's done, not before, after all of that is done, taken care of, then maybe she could get some sort of pardon where maybe she's on like house arrest in a mansion. I don't know. Like, something along those lines. Go ahead and make her comfortable, but I want to know where she's at 24/7 because she's really good at coercing women to do really bad things and get themselves in trouble. She is a master at tricking women into trafficking themselves. That's very dangerous skills. She could literally just go work for somebody else. I don't want her to ever have that opportunity to be free because I think she's genuinely a dangerous person that will trick a lot of young women into terrible situations. So I think she needs to be on some form of house arrest permanently or in a minimum security prison if and only if she gives the names of every single person and every single person is caught and arrested. Now, I don't think she should at all even have that. I think she should be in regular prison, have a comfortable life. She could be prison rich. That's fine. Make it to where she's well protected in prison. I think that's a great place for her. That's what I think she deserves. But I think there is something worth sacrificing her prison sentence to make sure that everybody in America is safe on the, how would I put it? On the circumstance that she is literally protecting, that we're getting the people protected, that we're getting the right people behind bars, and, rewarding her a little bit for it. Because right now, worst case scenario, she stays quiet. And that wouldn't be good for anybody. Then women all over the United States are going to be harmed pretty badly. That's not great. But on the other hand, if she's able to give up all the information, we were able to verify it and arrest all those people, I think a reward to some degree should be given in exchange. I think it's worth it in the end. But maybe you all will disagree with me. Anyway, Marcus said, offered a pardon, kind of. The president this morning said he had the power to do so. We hope to exercise that power in the right way, Marcus said at the time. Very, very carefully. It can only be executed very carefully. If not, Trump is an idiot. Soon after the DOJ meetings, Maxwell, who is serving a 20-year sentence for helping the man there abuse women, was moved to a cushy Texas prison known as Club Fed. Really? I guess cushy Texas prison, okay. However you want to spin that. I understand it's a minimum security prison. There's no such thing as a cushy Texas prison. That's just such a silly thing. Everyone there's just a rich person in a club? I'm not so sure about that. Maybe it is. I just have a hard time believing that. I'll look into it later. DOJ officials have not yet explained why the disgraced British socialite was transferred to a lockup typically reserved for convicts spending far less time behind bars. Well, I think we kind of know now. She's talking with the feds. Certain demands are being met. And we'll see where it goes from there. Oh, that's where they leave it. That's where they leave it off? Okay. Oh, there's commenters. Okay. As well as said by others, if they had anything on Trump regarding Epstein, it would have come out while Biden was president and when Trump was running again. There are probably high-profile people from both sides that are involved, which is why it's not coming out. As much as Trump wants to hurt the Clintons, someone on his side will get hurt too. But let this now be the end of Trump's guilty of something concerning Epstein. Well, this can't necessarily be the end of it. There's no evidence to really suggest that he did do anything. But at the same time, he could just be involved with all of them. But that's the point. If Trump is involved, so is everybody else. There's just really no other way around it. This person said, I agree. I'm not a huge fan of DJT, but I do agree with many of the hard decisions being made. That being said, enough already. Was he there? And to what extent? I don't know. Okay, anyway. This old but Biden line. Use your brain. Yeah, well, we are using our brain. Why during all of the things they were trying to catch Trump for doing illegally, did they not bring in the number one most prolific case in the United States history? If they had proof that Trump had done it at all. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, this has been a right-wing talking point for years. You are so stupid, Earl. Politicians don't act if they don't have pressure from their own base. Oh, okay. So because you all didn't pressure Biden enough, it's actually just the people's fault. It's not actually the people who are supposed to be looking into this stuff, right? Okay. Anything Biden released, you MAGAs yell fake. So what was the point? Oh, okay. So that's why he didn't that's why he didn't try to give the victims justice, is because they would have yelled fake. Dems are also on the list. Take that all together, and there was zero political reason for Biden to bring this spotlight. Okay. This makes sense, but what's up with one or two? This should just be your one and only point. That's why nobody likes the left. Dems are also on the list. Take all that together, and there was zero political reason for Biden to bring this to spotlight. All politicians, including Trump, who is now head swamp monster, only act to help themselves politically and financially. Children are not considered. Sad to see the public become this way too. Yeah, no, so you just, with your number 3 point, you just absolutely destroyed your first and second argument, making yourself look like a total idiot. Unbelievable how people don't think before they type. Anyway, so as we're seeing here, we're seeing here, not off the top of my head, when did Donald Trump flirt with you? He didn't. That's what's inaccurate. Did you ever see Donald Trump at Jeffrey's home? Not that I can remember. On his island? No, not that I can remember. In New Mexico? No, not that I can remember. In New York? Not that I can remember. All right, if you could turn the second page and read through those, just let me know if any of those are inaccurate. Just put a check by them and we'll come back. Okay. All right, this was in 2016. So even back then, she was saying no to Trump. So anyway, read this, share it. This is not going to work out the way the leftists think it will. Yeah, this is, why is he sharing 2016 articles, though? Does he not realize that? Do these people not read them? Yeah, I do think I remember something about this. Was that 2016? Let's see, Virginia, Volume 2, 2016. That doesn't seem right. Why would she be there in 2016? I thought it was only Jeffrey that was arrested in 2009. 2006? 2009? Something like that? Oh, God. It's all running together. I don't know. Anyway, Ghislaine Maxwell told DOJ Trump never did anything. Okay, let's see what people are saying about this. There's 800 comments here. Just to go through a couple of them. Now the left will say Ghislaine only said this to get a pardon, and she's protecting Trump. Of course, we knew this. Anything that comes out of Democrats, liberals, propagandists' mouths is 100% fabricated BS lies. Of course, she's telling the truth, but now here's the thing. She could be lying, right? Obviously, why would we listen to the words coming out of the mouth of a pedo? You know what I mean? PDF file. Why would we do that? What would be concerning to a P word? And yeah, exactly. So there's that. I'm sure the left will say she's being paid off. Yeah, they will. Trump was sitting here by, okay. F you Democrats, it's obvious. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are, tell the truth, take the pardon. Of course she did. Nothing spurs truth more than the offer of a pardon. Maxwell has already been moved to a minimum security facility that she should have never been transferred to. Ghislaine Maxwell is a known liar. Yeah, she is a known liar. So, it's amazing to me that the people here are able to fill in the gaps with their own made-up information. Well, she's clearly lying, and therefore Donald Trump is absolutely lying. It's a possibility, but you don't know that. That's the problem with the left. They know everything and are absolutely unwilling to change their mind. And because of that, they can never be taken serious. Ever. Ever. So, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Only a damn fool would believe this. Trump's own behavior says otherwise. What specific behavior? What specific behavior? Because I feel like if I truly trusted my people and they were telling me nothing's here, I very well may act the same way as Trump. Be like, no, there's nothing there. This is ridiculous. Why y'all still going off on this? I can understand from that perspective. The issue is I don't think Trump knows nearly as much about this case as I do, as you do, as any other people here watching this stuff. Trump does not watch this kind of crap. For some reason, he still watches things like Fox News, who don't talk about that stuff. He's an 80-year-old man. I guess I'm not expecting him to change his ways. At the end of the day, we don't have enough proof. Therefore, we have to wait and see what happens. Otherwise, it's just going to be the left absolutely blaming us, even though the left, and this is the most irritating thing, I've been covering these files for about 6 years now. So it's just about everyone else on this side of the political aisle, while the left sat there and said it was a conspiracy the entire time. Now that all of a sudden Trump's like, nothing's here in the files, they want it opened. You can go back and look through their history, look at their videos, look at stuff like Sam Cedar's videos probably, if you could find anything on that, if he did cover all that. The Young Turks, anyone like that. Look at all their videos over the issue. Actually, the Young Turks may have covered it a little bit more fairly. I'm being a little, I'm swinging wide there. I don't know, who else is out there? What garbage left-wing channels are out there? Pick any left-wing channel. Go look it up from like 3 or 4 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And see what they're saying about that whole situation. And you'll see them all of a sudden flip as they do. Just like they did whenever they found out that Biden wasn't going to run for president. Biden strong 9 hours later. Go Kamala! Yeah, you guys are totally not the liberal hive mind, the cult. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.